All right, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you had a good day today. Now that you're home trying to do your work, let me go ahead and talk about this agreement and position of adjectives. So at the end of this lesson, you're gonna be able to get this down, right? So basically, very important. Okay, adjectives. Okay, describe nouns. Okay, just remember that the adjective described the noun. Okay, so just make sure you remember that. In French, like in English, it depends what type of adjectives you have. Okay, sometimes it's going to go before the noun, and sometimes it's going to go after the noun. So please make sure you understand that. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, first of all, I want to make sure you understand that to form feminine adjectives, all you have to do, there's some little change that you have to make on the adjective that is given to you to change to go from masculine to feminine. Okay, so masculine adjective that ends with EUX, right? All you have to do, you have to change the X to SE to make it feminine. For example, here, un ami généreux, right? An ami généreux. Here is like a generous friend. Ami here is masculine and singular, as you can notice here. And then if you want to change it to feminine singular, all you have to do here, you notice you're going to add an SE. Une amie généreuse. So now, alright, so if you want to change adjective ending in ER, from masculine to feminine, all you have to do, you have to change the ER to ERE. Basically, all you have to do here is to put the accent on the E and add an extra E. So, for example, le premier jour, the first day, and then la première date, the first date. Okay, I hope you understand. But here, date, let me clarify. The date here does not mean the date with the girl out. This is the date like today is the 22nd and so on. That the date, the first date. Okay. And it's also important to understand that some masculine adjective double the final consonant. Okay, basically you have to double the final consonant and add an E to make it feminine. For example, Italien, un monument italien, monument un is masculine, and then une tour Italian. So this is an Italian monument, and then here is a tower, an Italian tower. You notice here, all you had to do here, you add an E and an extra N, sorry, and an E. You double the consonant and an E. It goes the same for Vietnamien, Vietnamienne. All right, so please make sure you get that in mind. All right, so let's go for the next one. There are some feminine adjective that completely change you. You have to just remember that. Okay, some of them don't change. Okay, and some of them change completely, the spelling and so on. They transform. All right, so here you're going to have feminine like blanc. Masculine for blanc become blanche. You notice you have to add an H and E. Bon marché does not change, so it's is invariable. It says the same, so it's gonna be bon marché. So it's gonna be the same for both masculine and feminine. For frais, you notice here not only you have to change the S to CHE, but you also have to change the dot on the I to a circumflex. Okay, circumflex. Long becomes longer. Marron does not change. Marron stays exactly the same. Orange stays the same. Super stays the same. And sympa stays the same. Okay. All you have to do here, there's no trick on this. You just have to remember it. Okay. You just have to remember them because there's not a specific formula for those. You just have to know them. All right. So now, as I was talking in class this morning, you have adjectives that are irregular. Okay, so beau, nouveau, vieux, they have irregular form before masculine. So basically, it means that it changes all the time. Okay, so for masculine, before a consonant, and then you're gonna have masculine before a vowel sound, and then a feminine is gonna be the both different. Okay, so it's no longer as you're just gonna take a word and then add l, extra l or extra e to it. It completely changes depending on what it precedes. For example, beau. Okay, beau. If it's followed by a consonant, it's gonna be beau for masculine, as well as nouveau, of course, as well as vieux, right? But now, if this if it's masculine, masculine, and it's followed by a vowel sound, right? Like a, e, o, u, I. In French, you also have y. Okay, it change completely. It becomes beau becomes belle, like one l. Nouveau becomes nouvelle. Okay, vieux becomes vieux. Now for feminine, all you have to do, you have to double the final consonant. Here it was L, now it's LLE and add an E. Okay, now nouvelle, you double the L and then add E. Vieille, you double the L and you add a E. Alright, so hopefully you remember that. Okay, you're gonna take the notes as needed. Okay, you're gonna put it in your binder so you know these irregular words, irregular adjective. So, but now, unfortunately, right? You notice here the reason why I'm saying unfortunately is because you have to know the position. Remember the title was agreement and position. We talk about the agreement now. Let's go with the position. In French 1, all right. In French 1, we learn a mnemonic device called bags. Bags. Okay. Some short common adjective precede the noun they describe, right? Some of them precede the noun they describe. Some of them precede the noun they describe, and most of them follow the noun they describe. Okay, so in order to know the one that precedes the noun, we have this mnemonic device called bags. Okay, bags stand for beauty. Okay, the beauty, age, goodness, and size. All these come before the noun. So they include, of course, beau, joli, nouveau, vieux, bon, mauvais, grand, en petit, right? So beau means handsome, joli means pretty, nouveau means new, vieux means old, bon means good, mauvais means bad, grand means big, and petit means small. Okay, so make sure you understand this, please. And if you have any questions, ask me in class, or you can actually send me an email. But in class it would be nice because I can actually answer it right in front of you, and I can actually get the answer to you. Okay, so now let's see if you understood. I'm just gonna work on some example, right? I'm just gonna work on some example. So all I'm asking you here is to just tell me, put this following in the appropriate form, right? So Christophe est, okay, Christophe is a male, and then we want you guys to put what is the appropriate form of the word in parentheses. Okay, Christophe is a male, so it's gonna be timide. It ends with the e, so it doesn't change, right? So hopefully you got that down. So Angèle and Martine sont Angèle and Martine, the two female. Okay, diligent. We said that for to make this type of adjective feminine, all you have to do is to add an extra e for feminine, right? But now it's feminine plural. What are we gonna add? Hopefully you say es, diligente. Delphine is a female, so we say when it ends with EUX, we change the X to SE. Ta-da! Hopefully you got SE. Now, Manu et Fabrice sont bêtes. Bête means Manu and Fabrice are dumb, alright? So bête here, you notice bête ends with E already, but here you have two people, Manu and Fabrice. Okay, all you have to do is to add, hopefully you say an S, right? Hopefully you say an S. Alright, so you can pause it and check it to see if you get it right, and then move on to the next. René et Patrick sont two people, two male. Actually, René here, you notice this right E here, so René here is a female, but female man and male becomes male. Okay, plural. So intelligent, hopefully you just put an S to intelligent. Okay, so Diane, Diane, female. Okay, bavard ends with consonant. What we say, you add an E because Jan is a female. So Jan est bavard. So Jan is talkative. So now, number 7. Nathalie et Jeanne sont two female. Two female. Méchant means mean. So Natalie and Jean, like you say, are mean. Okay, two female. So all you have to do is ends with a T. What do you do? Okay, hopefully, of course, you're thinking, hopefully you say ES, right? Two girls, méchante, méchante. And lastly, Etienne est egoist. Of course, egoist here, you notice egoist end with E. We say that when it ends with E and it's singular, it stays exactly the same. Of course, you don't add anything to it. So, egoist. So, now what I would like you to do, I want you to do activity 9 and 10, page 25 in your textbook and turn in. So, I have a student requesting class to give some example. Although on activity 9 you can see that the example is given here. All right, make sure you read the instruction. The example is given there. Okay, so make sure you read the instruction. The example is given. I'm going to go ahead and give you 2 more examples from this assignment. So I'm going to give you 1 and 2 so you understand how to do 3 to 7 so that when you come to class you understand it. All right, so for example it says dites que madame diffère est l'opposé de son mari. So just tell that Madame Differ is the opposite of her husband. So Monsieur Differ est diligent. Okay, Mr. Differ is diligent. You're gonna say Madame Differ n'est pas diligente. So Madame Differ, Miss Differ, Mrs. Differ is not diligent. She is lazy. So now let's look at number 1. Monsieur Differ est vieux. Vieux. Mr. Differ is old. Okay, opposite you're gonna say Mrs. Differ is not old. She's young. So this will translate to Madame Differ n'est pas vieille, because remember that the vieux becomes vieille for feminine because she's a female, and then you're gonna say she's simply young. Now let's go for number 2. All right, Monsieur Differ est moche. Basically, Mr. Differ is ugly. You're gonna say Madame Differ is not ugly, she's pretty. Okay, so you're gonna say Madame Differ n'est pas moche, elle est belle, right? If you remember, belle is the feminine of beau because she's a female, so it becomes belle. So hopefully you go and do the rest of it. So let me go ahead and give you some example on activity 10. Let's go to activity 10 right here. Okay, activity 10. You say qu'est-ce que c'est? What is that? They're asking you to just identify the object, and then you're gonna use 2 appropriate adjectives. So once again, you notice here they gave you the example. They say c'est une vieille maison grise, is an old gray house. Okay, and then now you're gonna be using your bag. So let's check number 1. So it's a beautiful car, and then it looks like brand new. So what are we gonna say? You're gonna say c'est une nouvelle voiture blanche. Nouvelle is new. Okay, nouvelle is new, so it's age. On the bags is the age, so it's gonna go before the noun. Okay, but blanche is not part of the bag, it's the color, so it's gonna go after the noun. So say une nouvelle voiture blanche. Okay, now let's look at the second one. I said I was gonna give you 2 examples. Okay, look at the second one here. So this is a pretty girl, and then she's Canadian. Okay, pretty Canadian girl. I don't know, you think about this. Okay, bags, pretty is beauty, so it goes before the noun, but Canadian is not part of the bag because it's a nationality, so it was gonna go after the noun. So you're gonna say c'est une jolie fille canadienne. C'est une jolie fille canadienne. So go ahead and do the rest and turn in. Hopefully you understood what this lesson was about: agreement of adjective and position of adjective. So basically, hopefully you really understand it. If you don't really understand it, make sure you pause the video and you ask your question, or you go back and listen to it again and take the note as needed, right? So you're going to summarize the note as you're understanding it, okay, and put it in your binder. And then activity 9 and 10, please do it and turn it in. On this note, have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye. Au revoir. À demain. Ciao. And this concludes the video. Fin. Fini. Finito.